Welcome back, everybody, to another episode from the Board Game Man. Today, we're going to look at a card game back from 2018 by Ridley's Games, ages 21 and up. It's a game that lifts your spirits. It is called Cocktail Party. Now, in this game, what you're doing is you're putting together ingredients to make a cocktail. Once you do so, you get the point value for that cocktail. And as the first person to reach 25 points wins the game. What a cool feature in this is every round, one of you is the bartender. And if one of the players puts together a cocktail and they are not the bartender, they tip the bartender after they do that drink. Very cool concept. Let's head on over to the gamer's table where I'm going to show you how to play Cocktail Party. All right, everybody, here we are at the gaming table. Here is Cocktail Party. You can see it is a card game, and let me go over the components, and then I'll show you how to set up and then how to play. So first of all, you're going to have your menu, and this kind of shows you all the drinks that are in the game and what the ingredients are, okay? First, you have this side. This will show you how to set it up for each round, and then after you set it up, you can go ahead and flip it over. That way, everyone has an idea of all the drinks that are in the game. So you have this. This is also the bartender token. Whoever's the bartender that round will have this token in front of them. You also have the instruction booklet. And you can see how easy it is to learn the game, just front and back, that's it. And you also have the cocktail cards. And then you have the ingredient cards, which have the ingredients on the back here. And let me go ahead and show you what the ingredients are in the game. Alright, you have spirits. Then you have soda. You also have liquor. And you have syrup. You also have bitters. And then you also have condiments. Then you have wine. You also have garnish. And then you also have juice. And then there are a few wild cards in the game where you can use any one of these as one of the ingredients you need to fulfill that cocktail. Alright, so those are the different ingredients that are in the game. Now let's go ahead and show you the setup of the game. Go ahead and get all this out of the way. Okay, first of all, you're going to choose, we're going to go ahead and do like a 3-player setup here. And we'll say player 1 is going to be the bartender. So what you're going to do is every player is going to get 5 ingredient cards. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so each player gets 5 ingredient cards. All right. And then what you're going to do is you're going to put it just like this, okay? And you're going to go ahead and place 5 cocktails that are going to be trying to be served by all the players. So we've got the Manhattan, all right? Then you have the Virgin Mojito, okay? Next one's going to be the Virgin Mojito. We got 2 of them in there. Wow, that's interesting. Then you have the Bellini, okay? And then you have, I don't think I shoveled these very well. Let's look through this. A Cosmopolitan. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so we have 5 different drinks that you're trying to choose from. Now you're also going to put ingredient cards, and the number of ingredient cards depends on the number of players that are in the game. So in this case, we have 3 players. You're going to go ahead and put 3 ingredient cards out like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these 3 out here just like this. Okay, so those are the 3 we're going to have out there. All right, here we go. So each player is going to go ahead and look at their cards, and it goes in 2 different phases. Okay, the first phase is what you're going to do is the first phase is called the ingredient phase. And what you're going to do is, starting with the bartender, they can choose whether to choose one of these ingredients, or as the bartender, they can actually pick up a drink and place it in their hand where no one else knows what drink this is, okay? The bartender is the only one that is allowed to do that. So instead of, what they can do is they can choose to pick one of these if they want to, okay? But if they don't, then they can get their first choice of whatever ingredient they want to get. Let's just say he looks at his cards here. He has these 5 here. Let's just say he wants to go with, let's go with this one here. So he's going to go ahead and choose this, okay? Now the second player, they're going to look and see what ingredients they have. and they get to choose one of the two that are left. Say he chooses juice. Okay, he's going to drink that. And the third player is going to go ahead and have to choose whatever's left. Okay? And that is the ingredient phase. So you're not making a drink yet. All you're doing in that phase is just getting the ingredients. Now, the second phase is the cocktail phase. Okay? So the cocktail phase is you're going to see if you have any that you can make a cocktail with. So you're going to look here. He's going to say, you know what? I have enough for a Manhattan. Okay? So he says he has the Manhattan. So you can see here, he needs those three ingredients, and he would get 4 points. That's what the 4 is for. So what you're going to do is he's going to go ahead and take this one, and this one. That makes up that drink. So what he does is he puts this here. He's going to go ahead and put these in the draw pile, or I'm sorry, the discard pile. And he gets the 4 points for making the Manhattan. So he's going to go ahead and set that face up in front of him. And now player 1 has 4 points. That ends his turn. Okay? This player over here is going to look at theirs. And they're going to see, okay, do we have anything that we can do over here? Okay, so let's see if he has anything. He's got, nope, nothing for that one. Nothing for that one. See ingredient. No, he doesn't have any juice. Nope, that player does not have anything. So if you don't have anything, then you just pass. This player's going to look at their cards. They're going to see if they have anything that's worth the drink. And you'll see some of these ingredients have a 2. That means this is times 2. So this will count for 2. Because some of these items, and I don't think I have any of them on here, but some of them will actually ask for like 2 of something or 4 of something. So you have to keep your eye out for that as well. Okay? Let's see if there's one in here I can show you that actually has multiple. So not just the one, but you need multiple for it. Like this one here, the Pina Colada, you can see you have multiples in there. See the 2, 2, and 3? So you need more than just that one. Okay? Okay, so after that phase is done, after that round is done, where everyone has done the ingredient phase, and everyone has done the cocktail phase, then what happens is the bartender token goes to the second player, the player to the right of the bartender. Okay, now player 2 is now the bartender, and now we get to replenish the drinks that are here. Okay, and then you also get to replenish the 3 out here, like so. Okay, so we'll do this, and those 3 go out like this, and now player 2 gets to take over and decide, okay, do they want to get a secret cocktail for themselves, or do they want a first choice at the ingredients? But right now, you're just doing the ingredients first. You're going to look and see if he needs anything. He's going to go ahead and check out and see what he needs, what he wants, and then he can go ahead and grab an ingredient. Then he goes over to the next player. He's going to grab an ingredient, and obviously first player is going to go ahead and grab an ingredient that he needs. And then after you do that, you go to the cocktail phase again, and you're going to try to put together any of these cocktails for the point values that are on there. And that's pretty much what you do in the game. Then after that phase is done, then it goes over to the next player. Now, let's just say player 1 over here decided they got a cocktail, they got an ingredient here that would fulfill one of these here. Okay, so he got an ingredient and it took care of a Bellini. Let's just say he got the 5 points for the Bellini. If you are not the bartender, okay, so in this case, player 2 is a bartender, but player 1 completed a drink, a cocktail. What he has to do with one of the remaining ingredients that he has in his hand, he must tip the bartender $1. And this 1 goes towards his point total. So let's just say player 2 has a Cosmopolitan he got earlier in the game. He finished. You're going to go ahead and tip the bartender $1, and that 1 goes towards his point total. So now he has 6 points. Okay? Now, this dollar must stay with that player for the remaining part of the game. This is not someone you can tip someone else with later, and you cannot use the ingredient that's on the back. That sticks as $1, and that is it. Okay, so now he has 6 points. And that's what happens when someone else completes a drink on your turn. When you're the bartender, you get tipped $1. If they cannot tip you that $1, they cannot make that drink, because they must tip you that $1. So they have to make sure that they hopefully have that 1 extra card, if you're not the bartender, to tip that bartender. Otherwise, they cannot fulfill that drink, believe it or not. So you got to make sure you have enough cards to tip him. And there you have it. And that is Cocktail Party. And like I said, the first player to 25 points wins the game. Let's head on over to the gaming room, and I'll tell you my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Cocktail Party. Get it. It's a fun, light game. This is such a fun little game. There's some strategy involved to it because sometimes maybe you don't want to take care of your drink when someone else is the bartender, but then again, someone else might snag that drink from you. Maybe it's a higher point count. You're trying to get it for that one. You're like, oh, I'm going to wait till I'm the bartender. So when I do the drink, I don't have to give up $1. But then someone else might snag it. So you might want to get that while you can and just give up a point to the bartender. I love that aspect where if you make a drink and you're not the bartender, you got to tip him. Also, the bartender, when it's your turn, you can actually pick up one of the drinks off the draw pile and no one else knows what you're trying to make. And that's really cool as well. So they might leave that ingredient out on the table because, well, that ingredient's not in any of the drinks out here, so no one's going to snag it. And you might be able to snag it because you have it in your hand and no one else knows. So I definitely recommend this game. Have a couple friends come down, play the game. Definitely give it a thumbs up indeed. Along with this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, I would appreciate one of those too. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe today. And until next time, everybody, happy gaming.